Hello friends, I'm Rocky Outcrop. This is the Tezos technical analysis video for today, and welcome back to the channel. And let's just see what we've got going on here. We're looking at the 4-hour Binance chart just now and wondering whether or not this could be a sort of double bottom here in this little area, and we could look towards the upside, or if we'll just be going more for more downside really here. And we have the two targets drawn out already for us, with the 2400 area there and the 2900 area as being our lower and higher targets respectively. We're in the middle of a range right now. Would I recommend trading here? Well, I'm not a financial advisor, I don't do financial advice, that's not my gig, but would I not particularly? If there was a positive to be made about it though, really, then I could draw that in here with this channel, with this line, this horizontal line here, and say, you know, this is potentially support where we are right now at 2600. There's the potential for a long here up there. Of course, if we break down below here, you could easily flip short and try and push it down to, wait for it to go down to 2400. Not much to be said about divergences other than the fact that there is actually on this 4-hour candle here chart potential for divergence here on the RSI and potentially on the MACD, not so much on the stochastics as it happens, and the strength of the trend is actually continuing towards the downside really if you look at the DMI. And on the 24-hour chart you can see that it's kind of more or less the same story but blown out a bit bigger. The stochastics themselves do actually have the divergence, whereas the RSI not so much, depending on how this all shapes out over the next wee while. Of course, you know, the daily candles could even end back up there at 2700 and undo that, and then come back down again further, or actually could go on down and remain down here in order to actually try and set that sort of divergence in place and then go up, you know, tomorrow or something like that. We'll have to wait and see how those things pan out, but that's why we have those little intermediate time frame targets. If we go over to the dollar price and we look towards the this is the Coinbase chart here, and we look down towards the all-time lows here on Coinbase. You can see they're at 76. We've not made it down there yet, so let's hope that we don't. If we just sort of line this Fibonacci up properly, we can see that the 236 there for this retracement is coming in at 160. So we need the prices to go up above 160 there for that to start looking more positive. Of course, on the 786 of this other Fibonacci retracement, for them to turn around at this sort of a price area is around $2 or $1.40. And that's achievable and could happen in and around this area. We'll have to wait and see how this all pans out as well, depending on what sort of the stage the market's really at the minute. Until such times as either of those things happen, so I'm very much going to have to remain slightly bearish on this. If we go over to where it's sold elsewhere, let's take a look. Sorry, at HitBTC. There's a 9 cents difference in the price currently, or so. Actually, wait, let's see. Now there's like a 5 or 6 cents difference. It changes somewhere between 6 and 11 cents. It could be any time when you're watching this video, as it happens probably. But you can see that we've come down here. This is as far as we made it, down at 95 cents, and while of course that's nowhere near all-time lows over here either, this would be our next sort of call in around that $1 area. $1 just to point out again, $1 and over here on this chart as well, and you're talking about $1 as well in terms of where, if I see the prices go down below there and open and close there, then I'm very much looking at scary territory that. But right now we're in the middle of a range, and there are potentials for support in around here. As you can see, this horizontal blue line that we've had drawn in for last wee while at 120, for instance, over there on that one, and on HitBTC, well, we don't actually have any horizontals or anything drawn in here, and we're currently operating below the 233 simple moving average, and actually all of the moving averages. And if I turn this around to the 200, you can see it's the same sort of a deal. But we'll take a look at it on the weekly in just a second, just so we can see how things are shaping out there. And there isn't one on the weekly; it's too young. I forgot about that. But we're in there at the 55 simple moving average on the weekly. You know, the overall in terms of the structure and that we're still not actually made a low compared to over here, and I know this is extraordinarily high, and the time is long enough for us to be kind of thinking, well, what do you mean that's to be a low? We're still actually above setting in a lower low. We're still currently at higher low territory, so that $1.20 sort of area becomes crucial yet again, and that kind of sums everything up there for us. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you like and comment and subscribe and all that sort of jazz, then you'll be wonderful, because we're pushing 250, and so I really appreciate it. So thanks so much. Oh, and let me know what you think of the new intros as well in the comments below if you fancy that. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.